going on today, guys? We're going to be talking about my brand new Bobcat CT2035 tractor that I just got here a couple weeks ago. And we're going to be talking mostly about the pricing, but before I get into that, I want to show you a little bit about the tractor. So you got kind of a smaller standard bucket on this, but it does have the quick detach like a skid steer. You just flip these levers up, so if you want to throw pallet forks on, it's pretty easy. Pallet forks from Bobcat for this are like $1,000. So what I did when I bought this was I opted just to get the cheap ones, like the cheap Amazon ones that just clamp onto your bucket, and they're fine for what I use. Basically, the ones I got on Amazon, I think they're 150 bucks and they're 4,000 pound rated. So I've been using those around my property to clean up some trees that had fallen over the past couple years. And basically the reason I got this was just kind of to do the basic farm stuff and snow blowing. I told my wife, last couple winters we had where we live is pretty rough, and all we really had was a walk behind snowblower. I do have a four-wheeler that I put a blade on the front, which works okay, but nothing's going to beat a tractor with a snowblower in my opinion. I opted to not go with the front mount with the mid-mount PTO because it's so expensive. I didn't even price out the mid PTO on one of these, but if I was to just get the snowblower itself, it's like $9,000. And so for this tractor, just since it's mostly going to be moving snow for me this wintertime, I did get a 3-point off of Amazon. I got a 72-inch Nortrac one that they sell at Northern Tools, and delivered to my house, it's going to be about $3,000. A little more than that for taxes and stuff, but I thought that was a pretty good deal. This tractor is 35 horsepower, and I think it's going to cover all my needs, really. I mean, I don't have, a huge amount of acreage. I don't have cattle, anything like that. I just kind of need it for the basic little farm stuff. Before I get into pricing on this too, I was going to talk about, I had looked into a similar John Deere, and that was, I would say, about a good solid $10,000 more. And I had looked at a what was the model on it? It's a 25 horsepower Kubota tractor. I can't remember their models off the top of my head, because I was kind of set on getting a Kubota there for a while, because we had one on the farm growing up that I really, really liked. I just thought it was a really good quality tractor, and we use it for everything. But if you get the smallest 25 horsepower one with a loader, right now they're starting at about $30,000, which I just thought was crazy. Because I remember when I was growing up, you were able to get one of those for, I want to say, like the one that we got, I don't remember what my parents paid for that thing. I want to say it was like $12,000, but a new version I remember at that time was like 16,000, 17,000. I thought that was just crazy. So the fact that they've almost doubled since I was a kid, it's kind of crazy to me. But with this tractor, I did go with the hydrostatic one. It doesn't feel like it has as much power as like a shuttle shift, but it is pretty nice. Like if you're scooping like that dirt pile over there. I'm actually moving a garage over to my place here in the next couple weeks, and so I need to do a little bit of gravel work around. My kids are going to be kind of disappointed with me when I take that dirt pile away and kind of spread it out, because you can see they got their toys over there. But it's really nice with that hydrostatic, because you don't have to kind of stop and do the shuttle shift. The only thing with this is you can't really load a whole lot in the high gear, which I kind of expected, because it's not the most high horsepower tractor you can get, so you do have to put it in low anytime you're scooping, it's not the end of the world. You get up to it, put it in low, you scoop your dirt or gravel or whatever, and then if you want to move across the yard, you just got to put it back in high if you want to go fast. Other thing I like about this tractor, diesel fuel cap is pretty easy to get to. It's right on the back. Sometimes these tractors have some stupid placements for them. I just think that's kind of nice, and I also kind of like that they angle this, if you want to get a nozzle in there so it's not just flat. So that's one little thing I like about it. This one, I did not opt for the hydraulics because it was another $1,000, and I didn't figure I needed it right now, because pretty much with this tractor, what I'm going to use it for is snow blowing for the most part. And so like I said, I'm waiting for my snowblower to show up. One thing I'm going to do here over the next couple of weeks is I'm going to mount a light bar. I think I'm just going to get like a 20-inch LED one from Amazon and find some way to mount it on the top there just for at nighttime, because nighttime is going to be the most I'm going to be snow blowing, like this wintertime. I did not opt for the cab version on this, just because it is, I think, $12,000 to $14,000 extra for this, which I thought was nuts. I told my wife I can wear a snowmobile helmet for that. So I think, maybe in a couple of years, like if we decide to upgrade or something, I'll definitely try to look at one with a cab. But for right now, I just didn't want to spend, I mean, with the cab version of this tractor, it's like 42 to 45,000. So we'll just get into what I paid for this thing. So what I paid for this CT2035 30 horse tractor, 35 horsepower tractor, I financed, and I wasn't intending on financing a bunch, but I couldn't pass this up. Bobcat's running a deal right now where you can get 0% financing for 7 years. And so I did that. I financed 28,000. And then what I had to do is I had to buy the loader for about 4,000. It was a little over $4,000 for the actual loader. And I realized I kind of get you with that, but I didn't think it was too bad. You know, put $4,000 down on a tractor, and then essentially for the next 7 years, I think my tractor payment is $330 for a new tractor, which I didn't think that was too bad. Basically now I don't have any incentive to pay it off early because you're not really gaining anything with 0%. I mean, at some point I'll probably will pay this off sooner just because I don't like having debt. But that was kind of the biggest thing to me, just looking at the prices of, you know, paying for green paint with a John Deere and just the crazy Kubota prices now. I believe in Bobcat, and when I was an electrical contractor, like, we used quite a bit of Bobcat equipment, and we never had Bobcat stuff on my farm when I was growing up, but I kind of like them overall. It always seemed like pretty good, solid quality products. The only thing I don't like about this thing, and this is probably kind of petty because nothing's truly made in the United States anymore, but this is actually made in South Korea by Daejong, and they make the Coyote tractors too. So I don't know if Doosan, the company that owns Bobcat, just also owns that Daejong company, or if they just have a partnership. That I'm not sure. But so, I mean, it's not an American-made tractor, but this is kind of what was in my budget for right now. And I'll be honest with you guys, like, I really didn't want to have like a $600-700 tractor payment and stuff. And not that I like to buy things just based off of financing, but this basically suits my needs. Doesn't cost an arm and a leg. I think it's going to hold its value really well just because everything is so expensive right now. Before buying this and deciding to go new, I mean, I looked online for, geez, I want to say probably months, and everything that comes up is just used junk, and they still want $20,000 for a tractor that's 10 to 15 to 20 years old. And so I thought, well, why not go with something like this? It's got a warranty. I believe it's a 2-year bumper-to-bumper warranty on this. My dealer's pretty close stuff, so that was another factor with buying a Bobcat. I had looked at some of the TYM tractors, ultimately decided against that just because the dealership, the closest one to me, is like 4 hours away. And I just thought if we have any issues, it's going to kind of suck to get a hold of anybody. But, so yeah, overall, $32,000 for this tractor, brand new. $330 a month. Didn't think that was too bad. This thing's going to get used a lot. My kids really like it. I'm going to try to take care of it and try to hang on to it. Hopefully it'll last me my whole life unless we decide to upgrade at some point. Initially I thought about buying a skid steer, but once again, you know, anything 20 years old, they want 25 grand for, and they're just used construction and beat the crap. So anyways, guys, just thought I'd show you my tractor today. I thought it was a pretty good deal. I thought it was pretty crazy that, you know, in this day and age right now of high interest rates, that you can still, you know, finance a tractor for 0%. I know, like, I have pretty good credit. And when I first was looking at financing a section, what I was gonna do is basically pay half on a tractor and then finance the rest. But even with great credit right now, it's 8% on a tractor, 8-9%. So it's kind of why I went with the Bobcat, and I like it so far. I think it'll be good to me as long as I'm good to it. If you guys want to see more content like this in the future, or maybe do some videos of working with it, picking up some trees, doing a little dirt work, make sure you like and subscribe for more, and leave some comments what you guys want to see. Take care.